Hey everyone, welcome to Coach Cruise. I'm your host Brad, and how about we give you a tour of the Carnival Venezia? Let's do it.
Cruise Coach! Yeah! I love you, Coach Cruise!
I just can't get away from a good time.
Coach Cruise, like, subscribe, share. You know what to do.
All right, so we're starting up on the Serenity deck. That is deck 15. And let's weave in and out of here, and you see some nice day beds and loungers all around. Plenty of seating up here, although it can get crowded. So I say plenty of seating. There is plenty of seating, but there's plenty of people too. There we have the Serenity Bar on our left there. And again, more seating, some tables there so you can sit and have a drink. You see the second of two hot tubs. We passed that first one when we first started walking around there. Some more day beds, and just like that, because we have it on fast speed here, we're already through the Serenity deck. Now the water slides there's the entrance to one level, but as you see up above, there's a couple more water slides that you can choose to go down. So we're going to walk down from 15 down to deck 14, and then we're going to walk from deck 14 down to deck 12, because there is no deck 13. Just like hotels, they don't have that unlucky number. All right, so we're gonna go backwards here, and we are gonna go back into the spa and fitness center, past the forward elevators there, and we're just about into the spa check-in area. I did get a couple treatments here. I got a really nice massage and a facial. It was really good, but they're pricey, just to give you a heads up. All right, so we're going to the fitness center here. And as you see, there's some strength training machines there, some bikes, stationary bikes, plenty of treadmills. There's more of those stationary strength machines. And up here in the corner, there are some free weights and some dumbbells. So yeah, you can check those out at your leisure. Whatever type of workout you want to get in, you probably can get it there. All right, so we are going to leave the spa area now, and we're going to go back outside, past the spa desk again here. And these are the forward elevators. Just a note on those elevators. You hit the little computer screen, you touch the floor that you want. If there are 4 people in your party, you need to hit that number 4 times, not just once, because you'll end up with too crowded of elevators. All right, so here is the base of all those water slides and water park here. I'm just gonna walk around to the front here to give you a little bit better of a view. And then we're gonna spin back around, and we're gonna head back towards the back of the ship. Decent sized track here, plenty of loungers you see aren't even being used, just a whole big row of loungers, and nobody's even using them, and they're getting ready to set up even more. But that would change over the course of the day. All right, up above you see the ropes course there. So that can be a lot of fun, and I mean, it's all very safe and everything. Nobody ever falls off. You got miniature golf, some ping pong, some other games there that, you know, adults and children of all ages like to have fun with. All right, so we're still spinning around the track here. On my left is the basketball court, which doubles as a volleyball court and a pickleball court, all kinds of outdoor sport activities available to you. There's some outdoor fitness training machines. And we're gonna go ahead and head downstairs here, and we're gonna get down to deck 11. Now, if this was on a normal Vista class ship, you might see an entrance to GG's or the Cucina del Capitano, but it is not. So we're gonna go ahead and go down to the Lido deck now. We're down on deck 10, and there is one of 2 hot tubs right there in front of me. And there you see the pool. Not too crowded at the moment, but it got very crowded a couple times. The Carnival Bar was just on my right. And then here is the Pizzeria de Capitano. Your free pizza served pretty much all day, at least up until midnight. And again, I'm going past the Carnival Bar there. Say hello to one of the senior bartenders on my left here. Yes, they do have a seafood shack, even on an Italian ship. And there it is in full sight. All right, now we're going to go back into the Lido marketplace. And this is where your buffet is for all those of you that haven't cruised Carnival. Then you see some drink options there that I just passed, coffee, juices, and such. And we're going to go ahead and cut through the middle here. In the middle back, this is where the deli is. This is one of the few times I didn't get a deli sandwich on a cruise. But normally I like to hit the deli up quite a bit. All right, we're going to cross to the other side. And you see all the windows alongside there, so you can get some nice views while you're having your breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the buffet. And there are more buffet areas up here towards the front, and there they are right there. And we're going to keep walking though, and you're going to go past a couple ice cream stations there for your free ice cream cones or cups. And then out here we have the Tomodoro. That is their spin on Italian and Mexican fusion. Here's a fan of the channel. Told her she'd be in the video. And we're gonna keep going across to get to Guy's Burgers. And let me tell you something about Guy's. They have your normal Guy's Burgers, but they also have two special Italian burgers. One is called the Smoots, and the other one is the Pepperoni Burger and Pepperoni Pizza Burger there, and the Super Melty Smoots. If you go on the ship and you like Guy's Burger in general, try both of those burgers. They are exceptional. Yeah, I had gotten the pepperoni burger my previous time on the cruise, and I went and got that melty smoots. There's the main pool, by the way. That might be important. And then here we have the largest Java Blue out of all the Carnival ships. Look how huge this Java Blue cafe is. They will serve milkshakes, you know, obviously all of the different coffees and such. Here's a bunch of loungers here by the main pool. And then across the way is Rococo's. That is the only bar here near the main pool. So as you might imagine, that bar can get pretty busy. But they have frozen cocktails as well as, you know, all your traditional ones. Now we're going to go up here to deck 11. And above the main pool here, there's a lot of shady, quiet sitting areas. And, you know, you can see some of those as I zip in and out of here. And some seating areas with some very nice views if you want to grab a book and then take a break from reading. Here is the Pergola Bar up on deck 11. So you don't have to go down to Rococo's to get a drink if you're up here enjoying a book or something, or some games. On the other side, speaking of games, there are some games, right? There's a big bocce ball, I believe that is called. And then you have some foosball, a couple foosball tables, and this game, whatever this is, and they knew how to play it. I didn't. But if you do, then good for you. All right, so we're going to spin around, and it's an important area here for all of you with kiddos, because in deck 11 here by this elevator bank midship, that is the entrance to Camp Ocean, where that little blue sign is straight ahead. But we're going to go upstairs so I can take you to the arcade and just kind of show you around there. Convenient that the arcade is right by Camp Ocean, right? But yeah, here is the arcade. You see a number of games there, and some of those games with the claw, or you can grab a stuffed animal or whatever. So yeah, a lot of kids obviously enjoy this area, but those games do cost money, and your kids can spend a lot of it, as you know. So just beware. You might want to put a limit on their card so they don't charge up $100 in video games. Now there are those elevators that I told you about, and again, you need to click the number of times for each person in your party. Now we went downstairs here to deck 5. This is the Carnival Bar and Restaurant, and outside in the back is the Terrazza, the Terrazza Suites or whatever. So if this were a Havana Vista class ship, there would be a pool back here. But for whatever reason, they didn't put a pool on this one, which is a big mistake in my opinion. But they do have 2 nice size hot tubs on each side, which is, you know, obviously a perk when it's not too hot out. And a ton of seating, just a ton of seating. So you are never going to be wanting for a place to sit or lay down. I specifically walked down to the front here so you could see all of the wonderful seating they have available to you. And you do have an outside bar that's private for only the people in the Terrazza. Although I do believe the Terrazza is open after 7 p.m. for everybody. Now down the side here are your cabana style patio areas for people who have rooms back here. I didn't want to walk past them just in case there was anybody sitting out there for their privacy reasons. But they're little nice patios with a little swing and a couple chairs and stuff. So if that's something you're interested in, partake. But it is usually a little higher charge to get into this terraza. Not as much as a Havana on a Vista class ship, because that is a super desired area. This one's desired, just not quite as much because it doesn't have a pool. We're going back through the Carnival bar area here, and beautiful, as you can see by the decor and the furniture and stuff. Very, very pretty back there. And they do play some live music and such. Going past the aft elevators there, and we're going to swing around here to the gondola bar that's immediately on my right, and there it is. So nice sized bar there. You can get a bunch of drinks, and this would normally be the Ocean Plaza area here on my left. So they do a lot of trivia, and they'll have live music there at night. Now here's the Pixel Studio area on my left. So you see a number of people there ordering pictures and looking through pictures that were taken over the course of the cruise. And they have a couple shops mixed in. This, the sunglasses shop here. And then we come to the Frizzante restaurant. And behind the Frizzante restaurant is Il Viaggio, which is a great Italian restaurant. And that is where you get the Mile High gelato pie that is amazing. I would go just for that Mile High gelato pie, seriously. That's how much I enjoy that Mile High gelato pie. But if you check out my vlogs on cruise day, we went in there, and depending upon your order, there's another shop. They'll sing to you and stuff. Now here's the Amari Bar. So you Alchemy Bar fans out there, you see the Alchemy coats on the bartender there, and they're waving. They were a great group of guys. It was 4 guys on that one at the time of my sailing. But yeah, it was a lot of fun there. So here is the Bonsai Sushi, and that's in the same spot that if you went on a Vista class ship, you would see it in that same area there. And same with the Alchemy Bar, and same with the Steakhouse. The Steakhouse is just across the way, Fahrenheit 555. That menu doesn't change from one Carnival ship to the next. It was locked, but there's plenty of seating in there. It's nothing special. If you've been in the Steakhouse on any Carnival ship, it looks pretty much the same. Now up here on my left, Bonsai Teppanyaki. Had a meal here. Let me just tell you, it was amazing. I got the surf and turf, that is the filet and the lobster, and they cut it up into little cubes and then soaked it in garlic butter. Need I say more? Go there, have a meal. It's like $50 a person, but it's worth it. Piano bar right here. I gotta be honest, I didn't even go in. I did walk past it a few times. The piano bar guys seemed kind of quiet and subdued. Nobody was screaming or yelling or seeming like they were having that much fun. So it was pretty chill, and so that's why I didn't go in. But if you like the piano bar, hopefully there's a pianist in there that you really enjoy. Here we have Effie Jewelry, so if you want your watches, your jewelry, your rings, your necklaces, earrings, whatever it may be, you have a bunch of jewelry here and things like that for men and women. Some more shops, but we're going to keep walking forward till we get to the Teatro Rosso Theater. And I get to show you a little bit of a show here because there was actually something going on. I did this ship tour on the last day of sailing. I had forgotten to do it, and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't done a ship tour. There was a performance going on. I think that was the We Are the World, or We Are One performance that was going on. So we're going to exit back out. And this is from deck 5, remember? So we are still on deck 5 this whole time. But we're going to go around and give you a look at some of the other shops that we didn't see. Here they have a setup shop or pop shop where they're selling t-shirts and such. And here's another souvenir shop. The guy was joking around with me as I was filming. He's like, don't you can't come in here with the camera. Then he said he was joking. So, but I was gonna walk out anyway. Here's perfumes, colognes, lotions, things like that. And then you have the Cloud9 spa hair salon or whatever. So that's a different look on a ship. So if you want to get that treatment there, you have that set up right on deck 5 there. All right, so I'm going to take you outside. Now remember, this is the theater right in front of us. There are outdoors to the outside that you can walk on either side of deck 5. And there's a bunch of seating out here. And as you're going to see, there are hardly ever anybody out here. Here's a couple people. But I mean, most of the time, these areas out here are vacant of very many people. And there are some smoking areas out here at either end of the ship. And then I'm just going to weave through here. But yeah, you see all these little cubed off areas, and you know, there's a couple people that are like, hey, I found a secret spot, I'm gonna come out here and enjoy it. So if you haven't been on the Carnival Venezia, make sure you go out to that outside area, and you know, if you want to relax and just chill for a bit, maybe with a drink and just kind of overlook the ocean views or something like that, take advantage of it, because there's a lot of people that overlook this area and don't go out here. Again, you can just see all the empty seats and loungers and such. So this is a great escape. If you're trying to get away from the family because they're driving you crazy, they probably won't find you here because nobody goes out here. So there you go. There's a tip from Coach Cruise. There you go. So, all right, we continue to go on. And remember, there's another side on the opposite side of the ship that looks a lot like this, but obviously, you know, different seating depending upon what restaurant or bar it might be outside of, and so on. Okay, so we got all the way back to Ocean Plaza again, and we're gonna go here, and it was super crowded because of trivia going on, and I mean, so crowded that there wasn't even a path to get through to get to the other side. You see me trying to say, oh, which way am I gonna go? Which way am I gonna go? And oh, there's a path over there. So people had the whole aisles blocked and everything, but we made it through. So here we go. We're walking through the Ocean Plaza where they had just finished up trivia here. We're gonna head back towards that Carnival Bar, but instead of going into the Carnival Bar, we're gonna go down to deck 4 and give you a look at deck 4 here. Now, again, I had this on 1.5 speed to get you through this ship tour as quickly as possible. And we should be able to do that in under 24 minutes. So here is the main dining room at the back of the ship here. You see the ceiling painted with those clouds and stuff, and you see that beautiful gondola over, you know, a faux little river there or canal. And yeah, that gondola is real. But I wish we'd have gotten seated right next to that. We never did. I never have in 2 years. But that would be a cool spot to get sat at. Did have, you know, at least 2 or 3 main dining room experiences. And the food was pretty good. Definitely went in on formal night when they had the prime rib and lobster. And that was good. And yeah, just the menu in general, I would say I really like the variety of the menu and the featured salads on every menu. I think a lot of people overlook. If you like a salad, you can get that as an entree along with an additional entree. So you could ask for, you don't have to have the salad as an entree. If you wanted a salad for an appetizer, you could say, okay, I want 2 entrees. I want this featured salad for my appetizer, and they'll bring that out first, and then they'll bring whatever entree you want. So that's just a thought, and I've done that a few times, and the salads are great. Emerald did a great job of creating those different featured salads. Okay, so we are still on deck 4, and we are walking toward the forward of the ship now. We're in midship here. We are going past the Limelight Lounge, and this is where you're going to see a lot of your stand-up comedy and such. I don't know why I didn't go to any stand-up comedy this time. I'd heard that they weren't that funny. I'd talked to a comedian that was on a cruise, and he said that, you know, he went in and he wasn't impressed, and he's a comedian himself, and he was hilarious. But I got a free comedy back in the pool. Gentleman named Anthony. And Anthony, if you are out there and you see this video, contact me because I want you to be on the show. Okay, so we have, that is where you check in for your artwork if you want to purchase art, or, you know, get something framed that you purchased at an art auction. Here is the Heroes Tribute Lounge here on deck 4. So you go in there and you see it's a very nice bar, very nice tribute to the heroes of our armed forces. And we're going to go back out of the Heroes Tribute Lounge. And let's see, we're going to keep going forward. And as we keep going forward, we're going to come to the casino. So we get to the casino here. We first come up on a bank of slot machines, and there are plenty of slot machines. Wheel of Fortune, one of my favorites there. The Buffaloes treated me pretty good this one. I tried Dragon Link. I tried this little shark game. Straight ahead, there are table games back there, but since they were actively playing, they do not want you to film. As a matter of fact, I probably wasn't even supposed to walk through the slot machines, but as you saw, I did it very quickly, so I don't think that's a big deal. There's the Cherry on Top candy shop. It's one of the smaller Cherry on Tops. Still plenty of candy and stuff in there if you want a sweet treat. And then over here, again, more shops, more souvenir type stuff. And this is the main entrance or main level for the theater. But we're gonna walk across here and look at a couple shops. We have the liquor and tobacco shop there. And as I just mentioned, here is the theater. Remember, we had that show going on earlier. And guess what? It's still going on. So let's go check it out. We're gonna leave the love train though, but it sounded pretty good, right? So yeah, go check out some live music, live performances there in the theater. We're gonna go down here, so we are heading down toward deck 3, but there's the Circle C and the Club O2. That is where your teens are gonna be going to check in. That's for the older teens. I think 12 to 17, those two clubs divided depending upon their age. So that's where they'll check in for fun, and they can check themselves in and out. Now over here is the Shore Excursions desk here. So if you haven't booked an excursion, you can go there to get some help. A little business area there. You see this beautiful, beautiful atrium. I mean, that is one thing that Venezia really did well. This beautiful atrium here. If you're on a Vista class ship, those would be LCD columns, which is really cool too. But I really like that Italian themed atrium. It looks beautiful. We're gonna cut through some of the seating here, and we're gonna get you to guest services there. So guest services, wherever you have any problems or you need to do something with your account. Maybe you want to pay down your account, with some money you won at the casino or something, you can go there and do that. But they'll handle a variety of problems. And here we are going to go into the main dining room in the midship area. And this is reserved more for those of you that have assigned dining. Not necessarily the case in every situation, but most of the assigned diners will be eating here. Some, of course, will be eating in the back of the ship there at the other main dining room. But you see there's plenty of windows and such for you to enjoy some views, if you're close enough to the windows at least. So yeah, and it's, again, they did these dining rooms pretty nice. Not so much of an open concept, but you see, it offers you a little bit more privacy. So that is pretty much it for your tour.
All right, everybody. Well, that was your tour of the beautiful Carnival Venezia, and I decided to finish in this beautiful atrium of the Carnival Venezia. But appreciate you if you hit the like button on your way out, and even that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber, especially if you cruise Carnival. You definitely want to be subscribed to my channel. All right, hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.